Every time an airplane flushes its toilet. At 35,000 feet, millions of people imagine the same thing. They picture the waste dropping straight into the sky, disappearing into the clouds below. It sounds believable because the plane is flying so high and moving so fast. But if that idea were true, airports around the world would be facing a very strange problem. So where does airplane toilet waste really go? So let's discover why Where Does Airplane Toilet Waste Really Go? With Origin Files Hub. For most travelers, an airplane toilet is something they use for only a few minutes before forgetting about it. You press a button, hear an incredibly loud whooshing sound, wash your hands, and return to your seat. It feels almost magical because everything disappears instantly. But that simple flush has created one of aviation's biggest myths. Many people still believe airplanes dump toilet waste into the sky during flight. It's a story that has been passed around for decades, even though it isn't true. The reason this myth became so popular goes back to the early years of commercial aviation. Airplanes were much smaller, and their onboard toilets were far simpler than the ones we use today. Some early aircraft relied on basic storage systems that were uncomfortable for passengers and difficult for crews to maintain. Engineers knew they needed a cleaner, safer solution as more people began flying across the world. Things changed dramatically in the late 20th century, when modern vacuum toilet systems became common. Instead of using large amounts of water like a toilet at home, these systems use powerful air pressure. When you press the flush button, a valve opens for only a moment. The pressure difference pulls everything into sealed pipes at incredible speed. That loud whoosh is mostly the sound of air, not gallons of water. But that's only part of the story. If the waste isn't falling from the airplane, where does it actually go? The answer is surprisingly simple. Every flush sends the waste into a large sealed storage tank inside the aircraft. The tank is specially designed to safely hold everything until the plane lands. Nothing is released into the air during a normal flight. Even on journeys lasting many hours, everything stays securely inside the airplane. However, there was one detail most passengers never notice. When your flight arrives at the airport, specially trained ground crews connect a hose to the aircraft. They carefully remove the contents of the storage tank and transfer it into service vehicles designed for this exact job. The waste is then taken away for proper treatment, much like sewage from homes and buildings. The entire process happens behind the scenes while passengers are collecting their luggage, which is why most people never realize it exists. Scientists and engineers also had another challenge to solve. Airplanes fly where the outside temperature can drop below -50 degrees Celsius. If waste froze inside the pipes, the system could fail completely. That's why a special blue liquid is added to the storage tank. It helps control odors, reduces the growth of bacteria, and helps keep the system working properly throughout the flight. The bright blue color has confused many people into thinking it is the waste itself. Things become even stranger. You may have heard stories about frozen blocks of waste falling from airplanes and landing on the ground. These rare chunks are often called blue ice. In unusual cases, a small leak outside the aircraft can allow liquid to freeze in the freezing air. As the plane descends into warmer temperatures, the ice may break away. Aviation experts treat these incidents as maintenance problems because aircraft are not supposed to leak waste at all. They are exceptional events, not normal operations. Modern airplane toilets also save something many people never think about: weight. Because vacuum systems use very little water, airlines avoid carrying hundreds of unnecessary kilograms on every flight. Less weight means lower fuel use, which saves money and reduces emissions. Such a tiny room at the back of the aircraft quietly plays a small part in making flying more efficient. So the next time you hear that powerful whoosh, remember that nothing is falling from the sky. Behind that single button is decades of engineering, careful planning, and one of aviation's most misunderstood inventions. And once you know its secret, you'll never look at an airplane toilet the same way again.